Hi, and thank you for joining me. My name is Rafa Godlove, and you're watching My School of Life. This is a program where I sit down and try to teach you life lessons in a way that is easy to understand, and the intention is to make you a better person. On today's edition, we're talking about bad love. Now, whether in platonic relationships or non-platonic relationships, friendships, and parental relationship, that's parent to child relationships, there are ways where we love people and we feel that we're loving them, but it's actually doing it the wrong way. So it's bad love. And today I'd like to show you some ways in which we love people. We do things out of love, but we're doing the wrong things. The first way we love people badly, or we give bad love, is to give in to their every demand. Everything they want, we give in. Everything they ask for, we give. This is very common, especially with parents that grew up in lack and want. They grew up in hunger and starvation and lack of opportunities. Once they give birth to their own children, they want to shower them with all of the gifts in the world. They want to care for them so bad. They want to give them everything that they could ever desire. They don't want them to suffer. That's a storyline. I don't want them to suffer. But sometimes hardships and difficulties and ability to bump into problems can help a child develop problem solving skills, can help a child learn how to fend for themselves, can help a child learn how to hustle and grind. It's not always wrong. So sometimes we always give a child whatever they want and give a child whatever they want. What this does is that it builds up the child emotionally now to believe that they deserve to have whatever thing that they want. And this shows up even in their relationships with friends, that they become so demanding and they want you to give them anything. Even when they need help from you, they feel that you have a right to help them, and they feel that the whole world is supposed to be at their beck and call. Why? Because their mom taught them that. Why? Because their father taught them that you can have anything that you want. And so it's important not to give in to everything that a child demands. It's important not to give in to everything that the person you're in relationship with demands, because you train them to feel like, especially for children, that the world owes them something. It's very important that we don't train children that way. Even if we come from suffering, sometimes a little bit of it is good for children. It's good to keep them in a little bit of lack, a little bit, so that they kind of like empathize. I've seen children who go to school, they insult their friends for wearing ugly shoes and ugly clothes, and I called them to myself and I said, listen, sometimes we wear ugly clothes because our parents could not afford better, okay? And it's not their fault, it's just that life happens to people, and you need to be respectful of people. And some of us have different kinds of uniforms, and you have to teach children how to empathize with other people and not to feel that the world owes you. You have to teach them how to hustle for themselves and how to be in lack and learn how to solve problems on their own. That's the first thing to note when you want to give out love, to make sure that it's not bad love. Bad love in general is the kind of love that you give it and it has a bad effect. It doesn't have a good effect. Love is supposed to be something that has a good effect on people, but if it brings out bad, then it's bad love. So the second thing I want to talk about as far as bad love is concerned is the fact that you don't need to come to people's rescue all the time. It's just like the first one, but it's a little different. You don't need to come to that rescue all the time. I'll give you a good example. For example, you're walking with a child and you say you go to church with your child, and a friend walks up to you and says, oh, your boy has grown tall, or your girl is big now. And little girl, how are you? What is your name? And you turn to the child and say my name is Amanda. Wrong. Allow the child to say their own name. Allow them to be able to take their own decision. Allow them to be able to speak up for themselves. Because children that you always interject and tell them you want to do things for them, you want to say things for them and all of that, they end up being the kind of children that cannot take decisions on their own. And they end up being the kind of children that even when they take decisions on their own, they will be unsure. They will be not sure if their decisions are valid. They always need validation from some other people. This is very common with women. A woman wears a dress, she looks at herself in front of a mirror, and then she walks up to you and says, Rafa, what do you really think about this dress? I'm not talking about a woman like your girlfriend or like intimate relationship where she might have a reason, she might want to please and things. I'm talking about like a casual friend, even your mother, even just friends. They'll be like, well, how do you think it looks like? Can you please take a decision on your own? So I don't know, women are like that. We love them anyway, we love them that way. So but you need to teach them to be able to speak up for themselves, and don't always come to their rescue and you want to speak for them and you want to explain things for them. Let them explain. They might not explain it properly, but at least they've done a good job at least saying their name, saying their class, explain things in their own words. You're teaching them that you trust them to be able to handle themselves in public places. You trust them to be able to handle themselves in crisis situations and things like that. So without you're building their confidence. But when you're always there to interject and to rescue them and to say the right words and to say the right things, they'll always live in your shadows. They'll always live in your shadows, and it's not a very healthy thing when a child lives in the shadow of their parent or their guardian. So that's point number 2. Do not always come to their rescue. The third and last thing I like to say about giving love to a child or giving love to anybody, which is bad love, is that you don't need to give them deceitful encouragement. In the Cameroonian system of education right now, there's nothing like first, second, third. That used to be in our generation where who took first in class and who took second and who took third. Now it's no more like that. The great children, I don't know how the great children, because I don't have a child and I'm not very close to children stuff, but I hear now that the great children, in a way that they just say your grades were good or they were fair in mathematics or you could do better and things like that. They don't really tell you who has done better and who has not done better. But I find this good. It has good, and obviously for it to be admitted into our educational system, there must be some good in it. But I think that in real life, it's deceitful. It's deceitful, and some parents raise children that way, where a child doesn't do well, you don't tell it straight to their face because you're afraid to hurt them, and you're just like, oh, it's going to be okay, and you do better, and you just cover things up. Life doesn't treat people like that. If you're the first, life is going to point you out as the first. If you're the fifth, life is going to point you out as the fifth. Life is survival of the fittest. Okay, life doesn't babysit people and pamper people. Am I saying that the Cameroonian system of education is wrong? No. I'm just using it as an example to show you that things that you just don't, I'm using it as an example to show you that things that you can do differently. Okay? Because when you keep giving children deceitful encouragement, there's some people, they force their children to do singing competitions. Your child doesn't know how to sing. Their voice is not the best. You keep telling them, oh, you're the best. You keep hyping them. Parents do that a lot. They're like, I must be my child's only fan club. If you see that a child has other talents and giftings, encourage them in that. Don't force them to do modeling, and don't force them to learn how to play a piano, and force them to do different things because you feel that that's the it thing to do. You feel that since all of their friends are cheerleaders in school, then they too should be cheerleaders. Since everybody's joining the ballet club, and they too should be joining the ballet. You know how parents are just mischievous. Parents are mischievous. I'm not scared, I'll say the truth. Parents are mischievous. I've seen parents who force their children to join a choir in church because they want their children to be seen for the glory of the parent, not for the child's glory. But that my child singing up there, oh, she sings soprano and her voice is horrible, and she just likes playing maybe lawn tennis or playing some game, but you don't want her to do what she wants. They force their children to join sports and other activities for their glory. So you don't have to come to this place where you encourage children deceitfully. If a child is not good at something, and with repeated attempts and a lot of help, that's still not good, encourage them to try something different. Don't be hyping them up and telling you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, and you're not the best. So I think that we need to be careful, because life will someday show them that they're not the best, and they will be hurt and bruised. I know children who talk and they say, like, my mother didn't really tell me the truth, and my father really didn't tell me the truth. They didn't tell you the brutal truth about life. Life is cruel. Life is brutal. You need to come to this place where you can say honest truth to your children, not to hurt them, but to redirect them towards another direction. And don't be giving them encouragement and hyping them deceitfully. Because the Cameroonian educational system is beautiful. It helps everybody just see their fairness and who is fair and who is not fair and what you can do better. The real life situations are not that mild. In real life, life is brutal. Life is going to kick you out of the game. They always say about TV presenters, entertainers, and musicians, everybody, actors and actresses, that you're as good as your last performance. Once you're not able to deliver as you used to deliver, I'm telling you the truth, you're out of the game. You might think you're something now and everybody knows my name and things like that, but I'm sorry. You'll be shocked how people can forget you. You'll be shocked. So you're as good as your last performance, and that's what life is. You need to while you're pampering children and babysitting them and letting them know that it's okay, whether it's your children or it's just normal relationships, even with friends. All of my friends are very honest, brutally honest. That things that I want to do and you think that you've done something major and you show your friends, are like, Rafa, I know you think that this is great, but I think this, I think that, and they're going to throw it to your face. They're not doing it to hurt you. It's not like they do it all the time, but when it's nasty, they just tell it as it is. And those are the people I hang around. I don't hang around people who babysit me and tell me everything is fine and you're the best. You're not the best. You're not as the best as you think that you're the best. Sometimes you need critical eyes to be able to guide you in love. To say things harshly, but in love. I have friends that I don't know why they're even my friends, because half of the times we spend our time fighting. We spend our time just throwing harsh words at each other, like, why are we friends? But they're my friends, and I value them for the input that they bring into my life, that you can trust them, that they don't see you as this thing. They see you as the person that they can talk to, and they can tell you, this is nasty, this is crazy. And even when you act out in public and you do something which is wrong, they're not scared to look you in the eye and say, you don't make yourself a fool. They just tell you things straight. And so these are the kind of people I want to associate with. Just to remind you of all of what I've said that you give bad love when you give in to everything that the person you're sharing this relationship, whether it's your child, your spouse, your friends, or whatever. Whenever you give in to their every demand, it's bad, because sooner or later they'll feel that they have you have an obligation to do whatever they want. They'll feel that they have a right to get whatever they want. The next thing is that you come to their rescue all the time, always trying to rescue. And most of the time, people that want you to rescue them all the time don't even come to your rescue when you need rescuing. So it's important that you don't rescue people all the time. And then the last thing is that you don't give encouragement in a deceitful way. If somebody's not doing well, I think that love, I'd rather hurt you earnestly than mislead you with a lie. I like to hurt people earnestly, and I just tell you the truth. And I'm not telling you the truth to bruise you or to hurt your emotions or to make you cry. I'm telling you the truth to just be honest. I'm telling you the truth because it's the truth, and it will help you. If you can digest it and accept it, then it will help you become a better person. That's the reason why I'm here. And I hope that you've learned something new. I hope that you've learned something that can make your life better. If you found this video useful, then tell people about the School of Life, because it's a program where I just sit down and encourage you and give you beautiful life lessons. I'm called Rafa across all social media handles. On YouTube, I am Rafa_237. You can watch more videos of mine on YouTube. And if you want to be my friend, if you want to invite me for a motivational speaking engagement, if you want me to host an event, birthday party, whatever thing that you want, reach out to me on social media. My WhatsApp numbers and my social media are on my social media handles. Like, I'm very, very accessible. It's easy to get to me. I'm not the kind of person that you write me and I will not reply. I'm not sure 24 hours can pass without me, getting back to you. So let's get to be friends. Let's get to know each other, and probably let's party together. All right. All of that said, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. I wish you a beautiful time as you put these lessons into practice. I hope that they're beneficial to you. I'll see you some other time. Bye bye.